Welcome back with some rain in our forecast. It might be the perfect time to pick up a new book. And if you're into part love story, part mystery, we might just have the perfect book for you, written by a Maine author.
Yeah, it's called Thickafog. Joining us this morning is author Caleb Mason. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah. First of all, Caleb, let's talk about the plot of the book.
Well, it's a mystery that's wrapped up in a love story. And I liked having the mystery thread that runs through it, but it's actually a love story between two octogenarian characters, which is very unusual. So it's an elderly couple at the end of their lives who find love one last time, but it's not clear if it's real love or if the man is manipulating the woman. So that's sort of the intrigue.
Tell us about the title and the meaning of it.
Well, thickafog is an expression Maine lobstermen use. So you might ask a lobsterman who's been out that day how it went, and he might say, "Oh, thickafog out there."
I love that.
Yeah, it's a great word. It's a made-up word that says a lot.
And the perfect title for a book, right?
Yeah, well, it's unique. I mean, it is the only, if you Google it, it's the only thing that comes up.
That's
Hey,
great.
you're from Maine, and the scene is set in a fictitious place called Archer Island. You kind of modeled this after Vinalhaven. Is that a special place for you? Is that why you did it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very special place, and it's also a place that I don't feel has been captured well in other media. You know, there's a lot of local conflict, issues over lobstering, and then summer people. But it's really, I wanted to write about a community that comes together regardless from where you're from or your political beliefs, and always will be there to help you if you need them. So it's a spectacularly beautiful place. You know, the island itself is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
When you were writing a new book, this is your 6th book, correct?
Correct.
How do you start? I mean, is it character building? Is it the plot? Is it what style of writing I want to go with? I mean, where do you begin?
So each novel I've written has started different, but actually the cover of this novel was taken from a ledge near my house where the novel started, and I actually made a post to Facebook one morning in late August, and I wrote, "It's a beautiful day to be alive." And as I was walking away, I said, well, gee, that might be an interesting, what if this character is dead by tomorrow morning who just made this post and said that? So that got the rolling. So it was really the place that got me going, and I had been wanting to write a love story involving an older couple that was, you know, difficult to tell whether it was real or not.
Wow.
I was reading a review of the book. It also describes the story in constant tension and a novel for our divided times. What does that mean?
Well, it has to do with the fact that you might have a Trump supporter living next to a Biden supporter in the same town on the same street, and they're going to take care of each other because it's a small community. It's, you know, Archer Island, which is based on Vinalhaven, is just 1,200 inhabitants year-round. There's always fundraisers. Somebody gets sick, there's money being raised. And you really notice it on a cut-off island. I mean, you'll notice it in a community here as well, but it's just more obvious, and the impact of it is more discernible.
All right, you have a big book signing coming up this Saturday at Letterpress Books in Portland, which is on Auburn Street in the Northport Shopping Center. How important is that to you as far as the location and just meeting people and sharing your book with them?
Well, it's always fun to meet readers and to talk to people about writing. And I love supporting local bookstores. Letterpress is a great bookstore with a really excellent selection of fiction, which I appreciate in a bookstore. And I think it's just very important for people to support local economies, whether it's coffee shops, bookstores, libraries. You know, we're all in this community, and it's great to be able to help. So I'm looking forward to being there this Saturday from 11 to 1.
Yeah. What inspired you to be an author?
Well, it's hard to say why we do anything in life, you know. I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like
why do I do this?
I feel like I had some natural disposition just to be observant and to try to capture in words, you know, what I see around me, just as a painter would or a musician would. So it's just something. It's an incredible challenge. It's very difficult, always, and I enjoy the challenge, and I enjoy it when things are coming quickly and naturally, and the novel is sort of taking off on its own impetus.
How would you compare this to your other books you've written? Is there anything specific about this that you particularly appreciate compared to the other books that you've come up with?
Well, I'd say this narrator is not at all like me. The narrator is a carpenter who's a recovering alcoholic, neither of which I can handle. And So, you know, getting in the heads of other characters and trying to bring them to life credibly. So there's a very diverse cast of characters in this, ranging from some real bad eggs who get involved with drugs to wonderful people who help others. And I just wanted to capture that whole community of different people.
Wow.
Would you tell somebody out there who's watching this today that, hey, why not take a shot at writing a book, or take a shot at being a writer, or anything like that?
Well, I mean, I lead a writers group on Vinalhaven, which is just 5 or 6 people. I think it's very important to practice writing, to learn how to write, because writing and thinking are inextricably woven. I mean, I might not know what I'm going to do, but once I get my hands moving on the keyboard, ideas emerge. So I think it's very important that people still write. There's a lot of people with stories they want to tell. They need some support from writers groups, or if there's many good books on writing that can be helpful. But I hear from a lot of people who want to write a novel or a memoir, and I try to help them. But there's a lot of learning that goes into it, just as in your careers. You know, there's a lot of expertise that you learn.
All right, so the event is happening this Saturday at 11 o'clock at Letterpress. And is there a website where people can check out more of your books, or maybe buy this book?
Well, yes, it's available everywhere that books are sold. It's still getting out there because it was just published yesterday. And I would recommend just Googling Thickafog or my name, Caleb Mason, and there's several reviews and blog posts about the novel, so that would be a good way to do that.
Nice thing about it is the first thing you get when you use your book,
Yeah,
but it says
said,
Thickafog.
I own Thickafog.
I love it. I'm going to use that term. I'm going to go down to the waterfront
Yeah.
and act like I know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Thickafog.
You're a true Mainer.
That's right. That's right.
You'll shock them.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Exciting. All right,
Yeah,
go
thank
to
you.
Letterpress on Saturday.
And it's great to have it on. It was just, you know, to put together
I can't
yesterday.
believe
Yeah.
it. Amazing.